Hello and welcome to this tutorial. My name is Damon and today I will be writing a program in C++ to demonstrate some things about C++. Specifically, I will be creating a StringTokenizer class similar to that in Java, and what it does is it accepts a string and breaks it down into pieces and provides methods that allow you to interact with the StringTokenizer object. So here we go. To create this program, I made a couple of files. I'm going to create a file called main.c++ where our program will start running, and a header file called StringTokenizer.h, and the implementation file with the CPP extension. Alright, so now I'm going to declare the class here. Class StringTokenizer. It's going to have some public members, which are mainly going to be the functions, including the constructor. It's going to accept the string argument, and it's going to have a method that returns a boolean value hasNext, which indicates whether or not we can get another token from the object, and another method that returns a string called next. Alright, and then some private members. Amongst those will be a string that specifies it serves as a delimiter, like to separate the tokens, such as space, colon, /, etc. Alright, and then I'm going to create another variable called token. I can even spell. Alright, cool. This class uses the string, so I will include the string from the C++ standard library. I'll be using this. Alright, now to the implementation. The implementation requires us to give the fully qualified name of each class. So we'll start with StringTokenizer double colon, and then the method names. We'll start with the constructor. So constructor is also named StringTokenizer, same name as a class. And it accepts a string. We'll call it S. And in the constructor, we'll set the default delimiter to space, single space that separates the tokens. And we'll set the current token to, we call it strtok function from the C standard library. Tokenizes a string. The first argument is a string, and the second argument is a delimiter. Alright, so that takes care of that. See, very easy. And now we'll move on to more methods, such as the method hasNext, which returns a bool. Don't forget the return type. That always precedes the class name. And method hasNext. This is a very easy method to implement. In its body, it's basically going to return whether the current token is not null. It's going to make, if the current token is null, it returns a 0, which indicates false. If it's, wait a minute, okay, anyways, it checks to see if the current token is null, which indicates whether or not we can extract more tokens. Alright, so that was embarrassing. Alright, next is the next method, literally. So this method is easy to implement because in its body we just create a string variable called, let's call it return value. Okay, never mind. I'll settle for short variable names. Correct the val for return value. And we call this string constructor, and we'll pass it the current token. Alright, let's tokenizer method again, strtok. And this time around we'll pass the null as a first argument and delimiter as the second argument, since it's not necessary to provide the argument string anymore. And after the first call, subsequent calls don't require the original string argument, and I will return the return value. Alright, so hopefully I did not embarrass myself and make a mistake here, but I'll go ahead and include some of the files that this relies on. Obviously the header file, tokenizes.h. Okay, and now I will create the main file. So in the main file I include string, standard input output. Also include the header file, string tokenizer.h, and the main method, argument count, character, arg, and the array of character strings. So okay. Well, in the function body we'll put a string tokenizer object, which is a pointer. So remember, every time you use a new operator to allocate memory, you gotta use a pointer. So string tokenizer, and we'll pass it the first command line argument, which is stored in arg brackets 1. Alright, so now we'll repeatedly call the hasNext member method of the string tokenizer object. While it has another token, we'll output it st/next, and that gets the next token for us. Alright, end line. Alright, return value of 0 after the program execution indicates that everything went as planned. I almost forgot to include this too, using namespace std, so that I don't have to give the fully qualified name of things such as this. Otherwise I'd have to include this, which is annoying. I have to do that for almost all the objects from the standard library. Alright, so now to compile my program, I could just call the g++ compiler and include the names of each file like this. Blah blah blah. Which is kind of annoying. When you have a Makefile, it's much more cleaner and easier. So Makefile, I could call the file generate, executable file generated compile, okay. It will consist of, okay, first we put the name of the executable file and subsequent object files that we're going to create. I'm going to create a main.o and a string tokenizer.o. Okay. I'm doing this upside down, by the way. So I'm supposed to start from the bottom, go to the bottom files and go up to compile, but anyways, I'm doing it this way. Compile main.o string tokenizer.o. Okay. It's going to link all those files, okay, and now to create main.o, go to compiler -c main.cpp. Alright. String tokenizer.o. It's gonna uses this header file .h. Okay. I think that's optional to include. We could have omitted that. Alright. It's gonna be created from StringTokenizer.cpp. Alright, I'm gonna include on this one for completeness too. Tokenizer.h. Alright, looks like our Makefile is complete. Okay, here's still hoping that I don't embarrass myself. I use the make utility. Boom, okay, looks like I... Alright, for visual collection of next node type. Let's go back to this file. And check line 15. Oh yeah, of course. We return the string. What was I thinking? Alright. I'm gonna include this string from the system library. Oh gosh, just make the same mistake over and over and over again. Alright, looks like my file switch has fully compiled. Now, let's see a file called compile.exe. See, compile.exe. And I can pass it a string. Let's just type in, this is a cool string. Ta-da! And then it prints out each token. Because these words are separated by space, they're printed on separate lines. This is a cool string. So there you have it. This, I chose to do this because it's very useful. It allows you to create libraries and include them in your code as you need them, and it's much cleaner too. So thanks for watching my tutorial. Have a good day. Bye.